The three children struggled to undo the webs, but in the end, they were all captured by the owner of the cave, Mordecai, who meant to feed them to his spiders. At the very moment they thought it was all over, they heard the clash of weapons outside the cave. Britain's hero, Captain Da Vinci, had been tracking Mordecai when he found the trail left by the children. Backed by resistance soldiers, he rushed to the rescue. The hand that reached out to them in that time of despair planted dreams of heroism in the children's minds, and they resolved to become just like Da Vinci, aiding those in need. 10 years later, the strong and ambitious warrior Sophia, the charming and agile hunter Robert, and the gentle and kind wizard Rutain became known as the terrific trio of the Resistance. Though the terrific trio possessed excellent skills and a strong sense of justice, they also endured an unhappy childhood. After Captain Da Vinci rescued them, they dreamed of following in his footsteps. Soon after, the terrific trio became known as the new heroes of the Resistance.
My personal business. I'm Kamala Harris, and I read this message.
Goodness, what the heck is going on here?
Hello. I had a feeling.
Digital trading cards and coins and watches with his name on it. The Trumps are making out like bandits on this election. No former president has ever been more industrious about releasing his supporters than Donald Trump. He's not the first president to do it. In fact, men on cash cashing in is a tradition that goes back almost 200 years. My fellow Americans, today I am something incredible. I am here with announced the
we invented, sure, happy to...
In Dienta Village, you met Robert, who taught you about the lithograph book and its advantages. When he felt watchful eyes upon you, you were quick to chase the spy. A lichen named Baines, a member of the Endless Collectors Association, had been observing you from afar. He explained the lithograph book's purpose and requested your cooperation in completing it.
When you have any unused equipment, check your lithograph book.
Whom I call Floppy Steve because the fortunate fish. And speaking of fish, why not purchase a rash of my new Abraham? Everyone loves in the north, the south, the good people on both sides love Abraham. They call me
when you have any unused equipment, check your lithograph book.
My patented advantage. 116 cotton short with the number 60 in the back. Of your favorite president. They look great. They give one the feeling of leisure and freedom. But don't take it from me. Take it from world famous.
When you have any unused equipment, check your lithograph book.
Stylish. Thanks, JWC. As I always say, if the pen don't make your days, you can shoot me during a play.
Get your Lincoln coin, honey-baked Abraham, and immense pants today. More than all, you receive a handsome
when you have any unused equipment, check your lithograph book.
Abolishing slavery. On June 27th, President Biden had a debate for
when you have any unused equipment, check your lithograph book.
Kamala Harris would take his place. Many said it was the most catastrophic debate performance in American history. But last night, Donald Trump said, "Hold my Diet Coke and buckle your seatbelt because I'm about to go nuts." In fact, the face Biden was making during the last debate was the same face Trump's debate prep team was making
when you
last
have
night.
any unused equipment,
Last
check
night's
your
historic debate,
lithograph
the
book.
subsequent fallout. It's time not just for any closer look, but for the closest effing look we've ever taken in our mother and alive. Tonight, the eyes of the world were watching. It's pretty obvious to everyone who the winner was. I think it was the best.
When you have any unused equipment, check your lithograph.
We won every one of the polls that came out tonight.
President Donald Trump is the reigning presidential debate champion, and even though the contest was 3-1 last night, he clearly prevailed.
All the memorable lines were from Donald Trump. Yeah, that's not a good thing. That's like someone asking how your subway ride was, and you say, well, there were some
When you have any unused equipment,
The most
check your
memorable character
lithograph.
from the movie It was Pennywise. That doesn't mean you should let him babysit. Even Trump's most supporters couldn't really keep up the rules that he actually won the debate. The best argument they could come up with is that he did pretty well as long as you didn't watch most of the debate.
I do think that he won on points on his first answer.
When you have any
and his
unused
last
equipment,
answer was good. So
check
if you only
your
watch those
lithograph.
2 parts, and if you were like first impression and last impression, he might leave with that impression that he did all right.
Well, that's a good point. That's a very good point. If there was anyone who watched the debate that way. Yes, if you tuned in at 9, fell asleep at 9:03, and then woke up 8, 9 minutes later, you might say, yes,
When you have any unused equipment, check your lithograph.
You need to take medication. You need new armor. See you next time.
Would you like to? What kind of weapon are you looking for? Take care, friend.
Goodness. What the? Seriously? It's Sagosh. I'm so sorry. Could you? Goodness. What the heck is going on here?
to start out calm, but eventually he went off the rails with an incoherent rant about eating pets. Yeah. We'll show you that right after this. We're live from Central. I don't have to tell you the stakes in this debate could not have been any higher. In fact, here's how you know the stakes were high. I got bumped up from 12:30 to 10. If you see me on your TV before you're in your pajamas, it's an emergency. My time slot is like the NASCAR crisis alert system. 10 p.m. means elevated, 9 p.m. means severe, and if you see me on an 8 p.m., run for your lives. Fuck this dude.
Where can it be? Are you the ones dead?
I think President Trump needs to stay focused on his policy.
It's not politics. It's not about stolen. That solid advice that Hunter gave to me the issues that matter to everyday working Americans. They're eating the dogs. No, you understand. We need to read about eating dogs. Unless maybe some dogs are good and Kamala, she had 4 years to change that, but she did nothing to change that. Of course, they were all in her mouth. Incentivize nasty stuff. It won't do it easily.
Do you truly believe you can best me also?
Here we go, baby.
Terrible and inevitable.
Jails or mental institutions that is citizens. She comes with a Biden's plan, and it's like 4 sentences, like run, spot, run. People can't go out and buy cereal or bacon or eggs. She's a Marxist professor. I think probably her boss, but you call him a boss, he spent all his time on the beach.
What the heck is going on here?
Mr. President doesn't know he's alive. Why do you send me a picture of my house? I said, you're going to have to figure that out, Abdul. She's bussing him in and paying them to be there. They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. The people on television said my dog was taken and used for food. I read where she was not black. She is by.
In the past couple of weeks leading up to this debate, you have said, quote, you lost by a whisker, that you, quote, didn't quite make it, that you came up a little bit short.
I said that? I'm talking now. You don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar? Quiet, please. I would say we would both leave this debate right now.
Oh, I bet you wanted to leave the debate. I'm shocked his ears didn't drive a van on stage, throw a hood over his head, and just whisk him away. As a general rule, if you're less than halfway through the presidential debate and you're suggesting that perhaps it's better if you left the debate,
Goodness,
that's almost
what
as
the
bad
heck is
as
going
what
on
Biden
here?
did, which was to stay but also maybe leave. So Trump unraveled and he never recovered. He fell for Harris' strategy, even though she and her team were telegraphing that strategy for weeks.
They expect him to, at some point, maybe lose it. They're going to try to bait him a bit, to try to lash out at her.
They're going to try and get him off his game.
It's all going to be about the execution in the moment, especially if Harris tries to bait the former president.
She should bait him. Exactly. The challenge for Kamala Harris will be to bait Trump without getting baited herself. Try to bait him a little bit.
He's incapable of not taking the bait from her on that. There are certain things that you can bait him into obsessing over.
I think what he can't do is allow her to try and bait him in. I think he should take the bait.
There's going to be a lot of bait, and you don't want to take any of it.
My advice is don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. That's the advice my Mima always gives me. Whenever
When you
one of
have
the
any
slave-talking
unused
traveling salesmen
equipment,
comes to town
check
with
your
a wagon
lithograph
full of elixirs promising to make me tall and handsome, yes, I'll spend all our money, me mom. I'll spend it on Headland's Wizard Oil, and no one will
You
make
met a
me
wizard named
6'5".
Paula,
But who says you're
who
the
had been
only one who can
researching
entertain?
dimensional circles at the Enter Village.
You old bag.
She was very grateful when you brought her the Lost Research Journal.
What
Paula
do they say
promised that
about
she
our
would let you
politics?
know when her
The
research
media
was
talks
complete.
about one of our two major presidential candidates like he's an iguana in a BBC nature documentary. The iguana must remain still in order to avoid the venomous snakes, but the snakes have learned to bait the
When
iguana
you have any unused
by talking about his
check
dwindling
your
car
lithograph
sizes.
report.
So that was the plan going in.
Goodness,
Dave Trump
what
kicked
the
his
heck
head,
is
and
going
Harris
on
put the
here?
plan into action immediately the moment they walked on stage.
Kamala Harris. Second base. Thank you.
You just walked up and grabbed them by the hand. When you're a star, they let you do it. So, he seems so taken aback. If he had had a safe word, I bet he would start yelling at him, but then we don't seem to have a safe word, and he already yells at him all the time, so nobody would even notice. Oh no, she's coming over. Wall! Wall! Here's the wall! Wall! That was just a start. Harris knew how to twist the knife, and we're going to show you that right when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. Vote for local election special Kamala Harris broadcast thanks to the entire
New
world.
adventure.
Adult tantrum and his epic mocking the things Trump tries to expose the entertainment value of his rallies.
I'm going to actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like
What
Hannibal
brings you
Lecter.
here?
He will talk
It's
about
me,
windmills
Anyway.
cause cancer.
What brings you?
And what you will
Julia.
also notice is that people start leaving
right.
his
You
rallies.
need to burn all the articles here. Otherwise... Thank you. Oh, right. Actually, it will be fun. He's in the...
The resistance forces outside of town have been burning the belongings of epidemic patients. You met a woman wearing a mask that you didn't recognize, but soon realized she was Sophia, one of the terrific trio. After doing some work at her behest, you heard that letters could be delivered to the doctor in person and headed to the clinic.
Look at her face. Even she can't believe how easy it was to the cinema. That's the face you make when you prank someone at the sleepover by putting their hand in warm water and they wet themselves before they fall asleep. Of course, Trump's claim is as insane as it sounds. This conspiracy theory
welcome. Come over this way. What? Then why are you here? I'm quite busy now, so if you're not here because you're injured, then please return later.
And ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us...
Oh, Julio, goodness. Then check on the patient.
That's being injured or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I see people on television.
Let me just say here, this is
the people on television say my dog was taken and used for food.
If you don't want to look like a crazy old man, there's no worse phrase for you to bust out than the people on the television said it. And by the way, Trump was fact-checked multiple times last night. Harris wasn't fact-checked at all. And yes, there are absolutely things you can quibble with from Harris. But it's one thing to fact-check someone on the granular nature of their position on fracking. It's another to say, no, people aren't eating dogs. Now, one would think pivoting to dog eating was an own goal by Trump, and that Trump alone bears responsibility for that. But conservative radio host Eric Erickson actually blamed those on the right who pushed the conspiracy in the first place. He tweeted, "You stupid MFers just got Trump to repeat your lie about the pets. Congrats on setting the news stories tomorrow by lying, so Trump picks it up and says stupid stuff." Fair in that they shouldn't have pushed the lie, but also maybe I want to be president man should know better. I mean, if your kid brings a giant wooden mallet to school and starts bonking kids on the head, you can't say it's the fault of Tom and Jerry cartoons because maybe, you just got a dumb kid. But this is my favorite part of the exchange between Trump and Muir.
I'm not taking this from
But
television.
the people
I'm
on
taking it from
television
the
say
city
the
manager.
dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no evidence of that. Vice President Harris.
Oh, you'll find out? What are you going to do? Send your crack investigators to Springfield, Ohio? Well, make sure to check that out on the next episode of Law and Order DOG. Someone, I'm not going to say one of our writers had an idea to do Bark Bark instead of the Bump Bump. It was me. And, there was a lot of conversation. You sure you want to do that in a live show? Because then we won't be able to edit it out when it doesn't work. And I'm like, it's going to work. And you know what? So, Harris's plan provoked Trump word when he tried to pivot back to policy. It was a disaster. We'll show you guys just how bad a disaster right after this. Getting back to our live closer look election special. So Harris's strategy of baiting Trump worked, and he quickly unraveled. Republicans may have gotten their hopes up when Trump finally pivoted back to Harris's economic policy, but it became clear pretty quickly that Trump couldn't muster a coherent thought.
I went to the Wharton School of Finance, and many of those professors